Hi, my name is Clemens.
Hi, my name is Aniq.
Hi, my name is AC.
Hi, my name is Zubair.
Welcome to
Real
Real
Shit.
Sneakers are popular among all generations,
fair.
be it from the young to the older ones. Everyone want to rock something in the legs,
Yeah.
So, from the Jordans to the Dunks now, in Singapore, Dunks are very common now. You see, everyone likes Dunks now. There's different generation wear different kind of shoes. For myself, I can't afford to buy those very high-end shoes. So Dunks is in the most affordable range nowadays. Last time it used to be like 500, 600 range.
Yes.
Now it's like $100, $90. I think it's perfect for everyone to rock those now.
What do you think is something really controversial in the sneaker scene?
Sneaker scene, a lot of things controversial, bro. Like let's take for instance like the Jordans which got banned, the red and white. So those colors, a lot of things. So when a pair is more controversial, the resale peaks to a point where it's very expensive. So people love controversy. So controversy pairs are always up there. People want to get, like when a shoe is misprinted upside down, people are willing to get those pairs, like for their collections. So in sneaker community, there's two types of people: sneaker collectors and those who just rock them, and then those who resells them, of course. And all these three people are very essential for this culture because that's what keep going. So a person who don't resell shoes, there's no hype. Nobody will wear them in the end of the day.
Yeah.
So for the younger generation, when they see a pair is being high demand, they want to get them. Who? Thanks to resellers. And so the market is revolved around these sectors. So I feel everything is controversial. It's only how we see it.
But
So
if there's one sneaker that you feel is the most controversial one, what would it be?
for me, I feel like the easy foam runners is the most controversial one. Like people say it's ugly. I would accept. It looks very weird and stuff. Even I, took some time to to get one and wear them just for the sake of to look different. But then it turns out to be very comfortable. The pair looks different, like very futuristic, but the quality of the texture and everything is very good, very high end. So I would say it's a very controversial pair. But now I think when now Easy and Kanye stopped whatever transaction is going on, and now those pairs are cut off already. So now it become a controversial already. So these pairs are more controversial because you can't get it anymore.
What do you personally, or you maybe Zubair, also think about like fake merch or fake designer stuff in the market?
In the market for fake, I think it's obvious. After wearing the real ones, I think it's obvious. Like the weight of it, the flexibility of it. Like when you're stepping on it, you can hear the sound, like the difference in the sound, the comfort. So after wearing the real ones, because there were times we can't afford real ones,
Definitely.
So I went Vietnam, I went Thailand, so the fake ones were good, like, oh bro, it's dope, it's dunks and everything. But after we can afford it, that's when we know the real, like, whoa, the quality is
There's a type
good,
of
the
feeling to
comfort
it.
is good, the leather is good. Because my Panda Dunks that I got is, I think, one of the exclusive ones he gave
One.
me.
It was the WWE edition.
Yeah, so it's a WWE edition. So I got it for my birthday. So I wanted it to be Panda Dunks, but I wanted it to be different. Fake pairs really gotta go, I mean, for the price, for young kids, yeah, it's good. But I think once you can afford it, maybe they should try wearing one real pair. From there, they'll know what's the real
Like what you
deal.
say, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Let's speak more about street culture. I know you're from the dancing scene and everything, and dancing scene in Singapore is quite big. What kind of street culture are you infused in?
I think for dance, I myself, I do hip hop, right?
Hip-hop.
And hip hop, the dance itself, right, is only one facet of hip hop as a culture, right? When we talk about hip hop as a culture, you have to exude many other elements of it, right? Some people would say that there are 4 elements, that there are 5. Some would say up to 11, right? There's the basics like your graffiti, your DJing, your MCing, and of course your breaking. Breaking is the dance aspect. That means technically I'm only doing like 1 out of 4. In terms of dance, dance is a subset naturally of the street culture, right? When we talk about street dance and all. So the community in Singapore in terms of dance is growing. It's actually getting quite big. There's a lot of kids getting into it nowadays. I would consider myself somewhat of like a middle sandwich generation. There are OGs, there are seniors in the scene who have been here before me, who have built the scene up from its ground. up, and of course there are others who come after me also, because I'm not exactly new to this scene, so I've seen quite a lot of things. I've done quite a bit for the community also out there. You know, I organize events, like community dance events and all, and of course like kind of try to link up some of the younger ones to the older ones, find the right teachers for them and all, and that's how I'm trying to contribute very little. It's not very big, but small contributions to this community that we have like in the street dance culture at least, and this kind of adds up into the entire street culture of Singapore, which I understand is made out of many other things like skinhead culture, skateboard, and like even tattoo, graph, and so many other things. Yeah,
that's why I also want to touch on, because there's different cultures in different places. You can't say one thing's directed towards this is the streetwear culture, is the street culture. So let's talk about Australia street culture, something more different.
Australian street culture, it's more, you're talking about the ghetto and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You see, if I had to describe Australia culture in a shoe, I'd say TNs, MX-97s back then, and stuff like that.
And how about outfits? Also
outfits, tracksuits.
Tracksuits.
Nike tracksuits. Back then, 2019ish, it was a huge culture. We go to the plaza, all these boys and groups would come along with their tracksuits and all of that. We'd always look at them as the coolest guys, all that stuff. And then in the car scene as well. Bro, car scene in Australia as well. Oh, crazy. You see all the VL turbos, all of that with their TNs and the tracksuits. But yeah, the culture is pretty good, I'd say.
I know, Zubair, you hike a lot, you climb mountains.
Yeah.
There's a culture in that also.
Yeah.
So let's speak more about that.
I mean, like how the street culture, there is also the trekking cultures, like their shoes they wear, their outfits they wear, the windbreakers, the trekking jackets and everything. So for me personally, I mean, there were brands like North Face, there were brands like big brands and everything, but I was working in Decathlon and everything, so I was more towards the budget firm. But also these budget firms also, they had a quality jackets that would make you look good. So it's like the lower tiers, but it's also doing the jobs what it's doing. So I feel like it's good, like the trekking culture with the boots on, with the jackets on, you're up in the mountains, you get a good photos from it and everything, and it does what it does lah.
So tell me about the journey to Vibe and how it is now.
So okay, the journey to Made in Vibe actually, it started off from a company called EC Lab. EC Lab was a small Instagram shop which was created in a bunk in my national service, because it was towards my ending of my national service, and I already foresee like I know after I get out from my national service I have to do something to fund my degree and stuff. I was like, what to do, maybe I was collecting sneakers at the time, a small collection, nothing big, because I will see what I can afford. So to fund those, I was like, okay, maybe let's go get all these offer products and resell them into my platform like Instagram, e-commerce kind, and people will buy from us, you see, for full price, and we can earn the small little margin and we can pump it back to our sneaker collection. So that's how it started off. After some time, I made contacts, I did a lot of networking, and I knew, okay, business is something I want to pursue. I did my business analytics degree, and then I went on to open a shop called Vibe in Marymount. But at the same time, when I was jumping into Vibe, I didn't want to spend a lot of money, because in Singapore context, it's expensive. I don't want to be a failure. So what I did was I went to look at alternatives. So I needed a space, and I was looking for space, and I found a space in an industrial area. So I think you came to my old store before.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
So it's the building from outside looks spooky, you see.
Yeah, it was very hard to get to.
But it's a near MRT,
Yeah.
So you need to walk up. You won't expect there's a shop there, correct? So you come up and see, it's like boom, it's like concept store.
Yeah, it was really nice.
So I wanted to give the private experience for my clients and stuff, and then I wanted to change my store into like a full lifestyle store. Like I wanted to cater. I was at that point of time I was sponsoring dancers, from overseas and stuff. So I thought, okay, I was into celebrity marketing and stuff. I was like, okay, why not we move it to the next level? At the same time, we need to do it safe, because we don't want to be a failure, like I said, because we're still young entrepreneurs, we don't want to get into something we don't even know.
Yeah.
So management and everything comes to a cost, you see.
So I mean, I was working in Decathlon first. That's when I learned business, because I feel like it's a French company, it's a European company that they allowed us to do businesses ourselves. So like example for this store, any plain areas I see is money. So you see this plain wall that I see is actually money, but we are keeping it plain. So it's a loss for us actually, because we are paying the rent and that's our KPI. So that's how I learn business. Every plain things you see, you are going to put something there. Because user experience, people just walk, they can grab something and go.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was in Decathlon, it came to a point whereby there were people coming to me to get my service. So I was working in the tracking department and everything. So they were like campers and all coming to me, getting my service, and it was a tiring day. And then I saw opposite me, there was one guy who was just skating around, and he was getting the same pay as I was. So I was like, bro, you know, I'm like bringing thousands of dollars to the company, but I'm getting the same pay as you. That's when it hit me hard. And I think that same week or something, I saw this quote, you know, like it's about a can of Coke. Okay, let me just ask you back, okay? A can of Coke, you know, if it's at NTUC, how much would it cost?
Like $1?
Like $1. If it's at a restaurant?
$3-5?
If it's at MBS?
It would be like $10.
$10. Okay, it's the same can of Coke, but it's different environment. That's when it hit me hard. I feel like I need to value myself more. So I went NS, I came back. That's when I joined a financial firm and everything. I was a top associate and everything, and I'm an agency manager right now in Takwa. So that's when I saved up quite a few money, and me and Isi, we travel a lot and everything. So he had the sneaker store and everything. For me, I saw his store and everything. I felt like there was something lacking because there wasn't much, you know, people, you know. So I said, why not we move to a central area and we start a cafe also.
Yeah.
So that's when the cafe story come up and everything. And I think he was looking a lot. You know, we were trying to find the space a lot and everything. And finally, we got a space with a balcony kind look, outdoor look and everything. Amazing. That's where we are here doing a podcast and everything. Yeah.
Does age matter in business?
No, bro.
No.
Age doesn't matter at all, man. It's just
But
a number.
the mentality matters.
Yeah.
I think age matters slightly because of life experiences.
Yeah.
Right, because when you start very early, like there is this certain level of maturity or life experience that you haven't gone through yet, right? And all of these stuff are things that we bring into our businesses,
Yes.
right? Like the way we talk to people, the way we treat people. These are, yes, you can learn them while running a business, but you usually learn them throughout your life too. So if you already have these experiences and these like skills, these people skills, like in your arsenal already, building a business from then on is actually easier.
Yeah.
But it's never the sole factor of why the business is more successful. Like age is not the sole factor. Like it's a small, very small contributing factor, because at the end of the day, whether you learn it through life first or you learn it through opening or running a business, either way you still learn it. And if you learn it earlier, great, even better.
Is building a community in business really important?
It's very important, bro. Because if you take to a context where how we met was through a community event actually, right? I took part in a lot of community events like street culture events like Soul Superior. Big shout out to them, you know, to who I am today, is because events like this made me gain a lot of customers. And you know, these customers became my friends and they became like, you know, my followers and stuff to my stores. And so this is something, a community which I built, I feel, for this toy, especially for Made in Vibe and Vibe. Towards now even, you know, like now we are building a community on our own actually. How, you may ask me, but it's through events also. So this space is being used for events, as you know, right? So we will have vendors from different, you know, different cultures. So these kind of guys will come in to put up their booth here to, you know, show off their entrepreneurship, to gain new customers from the street culture, from different customers, you know. So all this is something we are trying to do within Singapore to build a community on our own, a positive one, obviously.
So when you started Vibe in downtown, down here, why did you think of opening up a cafe down there?
Actually, the cafe idea was a joint idea, because I and him, we are big foodies, bro. We travel a lot, you know. Like we have another friend called Malik, you know. He also eats a lot. He eats a lot of spicy food, but
He's bigger than us,
we both eat a lot. and we always want to create something different. So if you even take a look at our drink here, it's something different taste, you see. It's not like something you can taste anywhere in the world because it's Indian infused. So we took some months to R&D, you know. I was like, what something different I want to do. But the easiest thing to start off with is drink, you know. Not much preparation needed. And we are in a downtown. We can easily have a coffee machine. I have experience of working here and there at coffee shops before. So I can easily do a coffee machine, but we did a survey around this area. There's so many coffee shops. What's the purpose? Only end of the day, how are we going to use it?
Yeah, of course.
So we can't just put random things to kill it off. And our customer satisfaction is very much needed. So we want to give them a new experience. That's why we did new drinks. There's something, interactive topic to be spoken to them, you know. When they are here, then we ask, hey, what does Woody means? You have seen some few times, you know, customers asking.
Of course.
So that comes up to a point where we open up to them to talk, you know. Some customers are quiet. So we need something, conversation to engage on. So this will be a conversation engager. And slowly we are looking at things, you know. We now recently introduced Pani Pops. It's a different variation from Pani Puri. If,
The base of Pani Puri are usually potatoes. But we are making it hummus.
It's actually really nice.
Hummus, chickpeas, you know, it's mashed and everything.
How's the cost of living as a finance advisor?
Yeah, asset manager, financial advisor.
As a financial advisor yourself, how is the cost of living in Singapore?
Cost of living is crazy, bro. I mean, like, let's start with getting your own house and everything, you know. It's going from, like, my parents bought our house like 250,000 and everything like 15-20 years back. Right now it's like that same house is selling for 600,000. So if we were to purchase like houses like that, it's almost 600,000. So let's not look at houses, like look at vehicle. You know, there were times like motorbike COE was about 4,000.
I don't know what COE means. What does it mean?
It's the certificate for 10 years, just for you to just drive your vehicle on the road. It's a certificate for 10 years. It's just like $4,000 back then. Now it's like 10,000 just for that certificate. For cars, it's like 100,000.
Yes.
So petrol prices also it's crazy. So if you talk about cost of living, bro, you know, it's unfair because last time when we were used to be earning about $2,000, you can feed your entire family.
Yeah.
You know, you can bring them out happily and everything. But right now, that $2,000 is not even enough for yourself because of all these price increments. So thus, I feel like cost of living in Singapore is drastically increasing, and we have to change our lifestyle according to it. Like, we need to know how we can earn passive income, opening businesses, doing your investments. Like, for my Muslim clients, they are very skeptical about investment because whether is it halal or not and everything. So that's why for myself, there's like Sharia compliant plans and everything that I do for them that allows them to permissibly invest in all these ways that they earn the money in halal ways, like interest-based free, like their businesses are not involved in alcohol, gambling, or adult entertainment or whatsoever. So it's forbidden from those, and that's when I feel like with these investments and everything, they can be on par with inflation or beat inflation for their future life.
And that's why investing in Singapore is very important.
Very, very important. Definitely. I think if you were to just keep it in your bank, you'll lose out to inflation, number one. And there's a lot of downs, you know, in bank because even the interest in bank is very little. It's like 0.05%. So you need to do something that's at least 4 to 6%, 4 to 8%. 8% is decent, I would say. Yeah, that's your investment that you don't want to be actively managing. If you want to be actively managing, then go down to opening up businesses. Like for myself, I have investments that I'm not actively managing. For myself, that I want to actively manage is like this business, like we open up Vibe together and everything. So these are platforms where I feel like there are active managements. But this also allows us to just not be in the 4 to 8% range. We can jump to 20% in that month. 100% also can. It depends on our effort. Yeah, so opening up businesses, investing it out and everything, these are good because knowing my job scope and everything, people are living paycheck to paycheck, like literally paycheck to paycheck. In the corporate world. Yeah, in the corporate world. Like 3 years, I'll ask them their bank saving. After 3 years, their bank saving is the same.
Yeah, it's like a rat race. As you said, the experience the customer has when walking into your store is very important. How would you say it is?
Customer experience is very, very important. Like, if you take the context where the moment they step into the shop and the moment they leave the shop, they remember the experience.
How do you manage to achieve that?
To achieve that, it's a big. We can't put it in few sentences. You see, you need to have a proper structure when you it comes out to a simplest thing, the layout of your shop. So they're walking in, what are they seeing? The moment you see them, how are you going to greet them? So how are you going to pull them towards you? And how are you going to make them, feel home? There's a lot of overseas customer here because our location, Made in White, is placed in a very prime location. It's full of tourists.
Yep.
So a lot of random tourists just walk up. So the way we interact, the way we ask them questions, we want to make them feel happy. That's how we want to engage. Engagement is the biggest customer satisfaction, I feel.
Would you say demographic is mostly foreign or local?
For me, personally, it's balanced.
Okay.
I have a lot of clients from overseas, like India, famous celebrities, and then let's touch on Thailand, Malaysia, Australians. So they come here to shop. Why? It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Australia sneakers are expensive. Even we have a consignment store there. We do consignment there. We give to a lot of stores there. We bulk sell them, so we know the price. So our biggest win is they coming here and they're like, hey, wow, price is here, it's damn good. But the plus point is the service.
Yeah.
So that's why the drink and everything is packaged.
100%.
So why we have a drink here? To convince them to buy.
Yeah.
If they're not gonna get anything, maybe a shirt is how many shirt can a person buy? So we want to give them a souvenir, something else, experience to remember.
And I've heard a lot about controversy about Singapore clients. How would you say you deal with those with Singaporean clients?
For Singaporean clients who have a lot of expectation, you mean?
Yes.
So for Singaporean clients, it comes to a place where they walk in, they will like, oh, I know my stuff, I know this, I know that. Why are you selling this? They will come to a shop and they will literally ask you questions like, is it real? Are you selling fakes? I mean,
don't disrespect me.
I mean, yeah. and then after that they're like, is it cheap quality? Is it good quality or on how much? You will be like, we cannot get triggered for all this,
Yeah.
End of the day, we are a store operating. We need to handle this kind of customers as well because they are still our customers, and we need to give them the greatest of customer service as well. So my part-timers and everybody, we know how to treat them. So we will be like, we will educate them. We will say to them, in Singapore, counterfeits are a big no. So whatever products you see is original 100%. If not, we will give you 1000% back. That's our 1000% back if you can spot a fake, because that's how we treat our originality in this store.
So Zubair,
Yeah.
what's the most complicated thing about Singaporean clients?
I mean, they used to be stereotypical, like, they stereotype things saying that, oh, it's a scam, this and that. We face it every day, like rejections and everything, but because they do not really sit down with someone.
Yeah.
They just assume it's a grandfather's story. So till they sit down with me and realize the reality, like I will go through their finances, I'll make them realize the future, their how to say, the cost of living in Singapore. It's just based on, let's say, okay, this is the house you're going to buy, this is the car you're going to buy, this is how your cost of living is going to be, and be realistic, with this income, can you achieve all this? That's when you'll hit them hard. So I'll teach them what are the ways that they can achieve those amount with the time frame they are giving me. Yeah. So with that, I will, once they are with me seated down, it's good because I have control over whatever I'm saying. But without them sitting down with me, it's hard for me to control. They are just there, oh no, it's okay, this and that, this and that. Because I understand also, because there are agents out there, just doing this for money.
So in 4 years, you managed to open up 2 stores. What got you into sneakers?
Sneakers, to be frank with you, there was once I don't know much about sneakers actually at start. So I was just rocking those Vans and stuff, and then usually you were to wear a fake, then your friend come about and say, hey, what are you wearing? And you don't even know, and you feel a bit ashamed of it. I don't even know. It's like you just buy it in a random store, you don't even know what's it, just wearing for the fit,
Yeah.
And then I came over, like that. It's not like a discrimination, it's just like more like a judgment from someone, and I thought, okay, I want to learn more about this. So it got me into. So first pairs I was looking into it was like the Virgils, the Nike collabs, that what caught my attention. I was like, hey, I want to collect those, but the prices were deadly then. I was like, okay, how do I buy those? Because I can't work part-time, part-time was $6 per hour. So I was like, okay, whatever savings I have, I buy I try to get a retail pair. So I always will try for the retail pair through the Nike app, And there was once I managed to get one of the pair, but then I didn't keep them. What I did was I sold them to buy another pair, which the older release. Then I started collecting. So that was the hook. And then soon the hook became more like a habit. More like a habit, I wanted to collect more, And then the collection grew into me. And then I wanted to start a store because I had a lot of customers. And that's why Easy Lab has became a apparel, full-fledged apparel brand. Where else Made in Wipe has became a lifestyle store. So that's about it. So that's how two shops were created lah. So Wipe was a different concept. Made in Wipe it's a different concept. Made in Wipe is a multi-label label brand shop. It's a lifestyle store. Wipe was purely a sneaker reselling shop. Yeah.
What's the biggest red flag in sneaker culture?
The biggest red flag in sneaker culture is people moving on in trends. I wouldn't blame them, but it's a controversial thing. Like people tend to see a celebrity wear a certain pair, and then all flock towards that pair, and then after that another one comes about. I mean, it's a trend, we can't blame. But it's a red flag, you see. You don't have a style for your own, you see. Like
they follow trend. Monkey see, monkey do.
Yes. Like if you see for Clemens has this style where he dances and he has a knowledge about his dance. And he wears dance only, and that's his style. Like Zubair wears Air Forces, plain colors. It's a style you created on your own. Like yours is a MX and TNs. Yeah, that's the thing lah. It's the biggest red flag, but it can be improved lah more than.
Obviously, we're all young.
Yes.
But what's your advice to young entrepreneurs trying to be in the position where we are?
Young entrepreneurs, I feel like they should start taking risks because this is the age they should take risks. Because once they are committed and are married and everything, there's no time for risk because you have responsibilities, your loved ones and dependents and everything. Right now, if you were to take this, you bear the losses. But let's just say a billionaire, he loses millions to be a billionaire. People like us, we have to lose thousands to reach to the next level. Like we have to lose them because you have to throw money to make money. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So this is the risk for entrepreneurs, but the reward is great at the end. Because
high risk,
high risk, high rewards. But for those who are working in like corporate and everything, example, the security is there. Of course, there's a security for you at the start. You get a fixed pay and everything. But even after being in 5 years, you probably would have gotten a $300-400 increment. So in 5 years' time, you're getting that amount of increment versus the start of an entrepreneur. You losing some to make money more towards the end. If you calculate on an annual basis, you're making like quadruple for 3 to 4 times more than where you are in a corporate world. So I feel like young entrepreneurs should just go for it, whatever they have visions and everything. Like I know I've read this guy, like I forgot his name or whatsoever. The dad doesn't give him cash. The dad gives him Alibaba credits. So he has to buy stuff from Alibaba and sell it. And I felt that's what I want to do for my kids. I don't care. I would do that for my kids. I would give him Alibaba credits, go buy stuff and sell stuff. That's the dopest shit I ever saw, and it hit me hard that I just want my kids to understand what education is. That means I give you $10. I give you $10 for $8 item and you give me back $2 change. That's the basic education we need. Because we learn algebra, find X, find Y, we don't use that shit at all.
Experience.
Yeah.
So experience plays a big part. Just because you have an education, you have the things, the paperwork, doesn't mean you have the experience to go along with it.
Yeah.
So that's why you need real life experiences. So for my advice for young entrepreneurs is go work, go do part-time, go learn how things are getting done. If you want to start a company, when you're part-time, when you're young, like you're in your 16, 17, 18s, go to jobs, go learn, go to a cafe, see how the management runs. Go learn how to do things. then go to a retail store, work, how to fold clothes, basic things. That's how you're gonna build, you know.
I believe that this saying, you know, paise don't give you income.
What does that mean for
Paise, yeah, paise
non-local?
means shy.
Ah,
If you are shy, you can't earn the income. So paise don't give you income, meaning to say there was once in a roadshow I was there. So it's like a bit paise to, you know, like reach out to people and everything.
Yeah.
So I kept telling myself, okay, paise don't give you income. So there was like a group of family there. So if I was paise and I never reached out to them, like this real life scenario, you know, I just told myself, okay, never mind, just F it, just go for it, you know. I just went, I talked to them, and I eventually got the husband, the wife, and 3 kids, the brother and the sister-in-law, all as my client. So if I was there and telling myself, never mind lah, paise lah, you know, I don't know whether they will like me or not, eventually they loved me, they recommended me to their family, their friends and everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like for young adults, just reach
Grab the
out, you know,
opportunity.
you have nothing to lose. Just go, paise really don't give you income. It's okay if rejection doesn't matter, what's there to lose, you're not going to die, you know.
For me, I think my number one advice to aspiring like young entrepreneurs is really be prepared to lose it all.
Yeah.
Be prepared to sacrifice pretty much everything. Everybody here, like the 4 of us, we have definitely gone through many sleepless nights. Like really times where we are working and nobody sees this. Right? Nobody needs to see this. Of course, these are all behind closed doors. These are things that only we will know personally. The hardship that we've gone through, the rejections, the hours, days, months of like cold calling and no one gets back to you. People say no. People shit on you. They say, who are you to even talk to me? Even if we get a deal, sometimes it doesn't go all the way. Sometimes it falls through.
On the hit.
All of these like all of these like rejections, mistakes that we make, all these like negative opportunities, examples. A lot of people don't see this because people only like to see success stories.
Yeah.
Right? Because on social media we only post the best parts of ourselves.
Yes.
So it's always a facade, right? Of like, oh, my business achieved this, but people don't realize that to achieve that they had to go through so much.
Yeah.
They had to fail so many times. Right. And even as a business owner, I would try not to post so much about my failures because then my branding is affected as this guy is constantly failing, right? But everybody knows, especially as a business owner, that you have had to go through a certain amount of failures to even succeed just at one time. And even that one success story may not even be that good, to be very, very honest. It's just a milestone, it's just a stepping stone to something bigger.
Yeah.
So when you are starting out, when we were all starting out, we had to really like face that reality of we are willing to lose it all. We are willing to risk almost everything to get this business off the ground. And if it doesn't, then what's my exit strategy? The calculated risk, right? But at the same time, right, with that risk, it's still a form of risk. Like we need to still put in a lot of like money, time, effort to make sure that this thing works.
Yeah.
And if we don't, then the business may grow, but it may not grow as big as we want
for
it
sure,
to,
for sure,
or
for
as
sure.
fast as we want it to.
Yeah.
So we must be prepared for these kind of things because a lot of people think entrepreneurship is just rainbows and butterflies and sunshines and as long as I work hard for 5 years, I'll make a meal in a year or whatever. It's not as easy as that. 95%, I think that's the statistics of small businesses open up and fail. They open and they fail within a few months because they're just not willing to put in the amount of effort, or they weren't ready to put in the amount of effort to maintain a business. And that's also why I also explained earlier that entrepreneurship may not be for everybody. As simple as that. Yeah.
Trust the journey.
Yeah.
Because fast success brings fast losses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can burn that cash out within days. Like we've made money overnight and we lost it the next morning. You know what I mean? Especially we've gone through trading, we've gone through stuff like that. All of that entrepreneurs, all that bullshit. You have to trust the journey and where you're going. Even if it takes 5 years, even if it takes 10 years, bro, just keep on going and don't ever give up on stuff like that.